After four, we'd like all the students to join with us. Three, four. Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
That was the president of the National Parang Association, Miss Alicia Jagasa. We now ask God's blessings, and we ask Roxanne Makano to do the needful.
Almighty God, we come before you today to give praise and thanks for this most wonderful and auspicious occasion. We ask your blessings upon everyone gathered here today. Grant us an enjoyable and injury-free, spectacular display as these children give praise and dance. Bless their parents and teachers who prepared and allowed them this opportunity. Bless us all gathered here that we may continue to do great things as we strive for the preservation and the continued development of the art form. May your blessings be upon each and every one of us, and when we leave this place, may you grant us traveling mercies to get back to our families safely. Amen.
Amen. We now invite Mr. Neil Makano to bring greetings on behalf of the National Parang Association. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Neil Makano.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Chief Ricardo Barad Hernandez, Alicia Jagasa, President of the National Parang Association, Mr. Holly B. Tunia Jr., who always says yes every time I call him, to do one of these functions on behalf of the National Parang Association. My task is an easy one this morning, that's to bring greetings on behalf of the National Parang Association. We want to thank all these schools for making the effort at this. We're not going to call it inaugural because we have done Maypole in the past, but under this executive, it's a re-establishment of the Maypole. So we want to thank you all for making the effort. And so far, based upon what I'm seeing, I think it's going to be a wonderful morning and afternoon of demonstrations. So not with further ado, I'd just like to thank you all for coming out. And on behalf of the National Parang Association, thank you for taking part in our inaugural Maypole Festival. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Makano. We now invite the Youth Officer of the National Parang Association to address us, Ms. Henrietta Carter. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Bitodier. Mr. Makano did it so well, so I'll say all protocols observed. Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning. Give me a wave. Good morning. Nice. It is indeed an honor to be a part of this pilot project of the Maypole or Sebucan Festival, Colores y Bailes, presented by the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago. As I reminisce a bit, I clearly remember viewing this festival hosted by one of our former presidents, Mrs. Cynthia Ross, more than 20 years ago. I stood in awe that day as I witnessed how the Parang headquarters at the end of the bus route in Arima was transformed into a sea of color, how schools showed off their dancing skills, and how more so the students interacted with one another. It was mind-blowing. I remember fully well how my own school went to the festival that year without much knowledge of the different plats. And of course, you know, we made mistakes. The second year we came on board, we were like the top school because we made no more mistakes and we were able to carry through successfully. So if today you make mistakes, don't take it on. The schools taking part in this festival 2019 would, by their own research and by the information given to them, have learned in social studies about the origin of the Sebukan and the Maypole dance. We, of course, are all filled with pride of our Hispanic heritage. This dance in particular was brought to our shores from the coast of Venezuela, where it is referred to as La Danza de las Cintas. And that is so topical now because we have so many Venezuelans in our midst. This executive of the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago, a hard-working team under the direction of the president, Ms. Alicia Jagasa, in only its first year of operation, saw the need and the importance of reviving this festival as part of our cultural heritage. Many schools are already requesting to be on board. So, I am predicting that in 2020, there will definitely be a need to have the festival over a 2-day period with both primary and secondary schools. Last page. Excuse me, excuse the wind. As I conclude, I ask all participating schools today, all children, all teachers, all participants, make friends, learn from one another, and most of all, as you return to your respective schools and community, help us to spread the word of the Sebukan and the Maypole Festival. Girls, are you going to have a great time today? I ain't hearing that. Hold the song in Boring so. Are you going to have fun, girls and boys? I'm sorry. Are you going to have fun? Say yay! Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Carter. We now ask the president of the First Peoples Association of Trinidad and Tobago to address us in the person of Mr. Ricardo Barrett Hernandez, the chief or president of the association.
Thank you very much, Mr. Holly Bitude Jr., Master of Ceremonies, for this day's event. Let me greet you with an indigenous greeting as I say to you all, Sato Kasakabo Mabrika, which is good day and welcome to this space. May I recognize the President of the National Parang Association, Mrs. Alicia Jagasa, and her executive members, students from the various schools who are here, and your teachers, and to some extent, I believe there are some parents present. Other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is another historic occasion for the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago, as it continues to work diligently for the preservation of Parang and now, after a lapse of several years, the Maypole tradition in Trinidad and Tobago. I see it as a very fortunate coincidence that this festival is being celebrated at a time when Venezuelans are again leaving situations of conflict on their mainland and crossing the short channel to our island. During those first migrations, Our Venezuelan brothers and sisters brought not only their labor, but many skills and practices which are enjoyed today as part of the Trini culture. Those who love the parang and the maypole are enjoying a part of the legacy of the indigenous peoples of Venezuela who nurtured it here. For the indigenous people, there is always a festival and sacred ritual for the harvest of the earth, for the elements to do their work, each in its own season. So the dry season nears its end, and during the month of May, the festival of the Maypole takes place. It is a celebration of thanksgiving for the rains and for all that will come to us from below the ground, and the reaping of a bountiful harvest. Not much of this is written in our history. However, European folk history states that the Maypole dance dates back several centuries, and stories of its genesis vary between Germany and Great Britain. It is known as a European festival of fertility to ensure a bountiful harvest. In ancient times, a freshly cut and trimmed tree would be used as the pole to which between 6 to 12 ribbons would be attached. The dancers would produce several patterns, as we heard earlier, as they plaited the ribbons. They plait many beautiful patterns as they dance to the various rhythms. Our dancers can produce a closed plait weave on the maypole or open plaits away from the pole, such as the gypsy's tent. The maypole dance is a retained tradition through the ages, and you have an opportunity today to be lifted in spirit by this colorful festival. For the first peoples in Trinidad, the most popular plait of the maypole is the sebucan, which mimics the weaving of a piece of equipment used for the processing of cassava. And on my right, you will see the sebucan in the process of weaving. It is started with all the weaves loosed. And when it is completed, it looks like this. This implement is referred to as the sebucan. That is why our Spanish-speaking and indigenous peoples refer to this maypole as sebucan. That is where it had its genesis. For the various European groups, they will identify the maypole with some aspect of their culture. This sebucan that you see is the implement used to process the bitter cassava, to make the cassava bread and the farine, the long basket woven from the forest material known as tirit. The dance steps for the maypole follow the same technique used in the weaving, that is the original steps of the weaving with the tirit to make the sebucan as I just exhibited. With these few points, I wish to congratulate the President and executive members of the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago and all those who would have contributed to the realization of this festival that will take place here today. It is my hope that it will continue and become entrenched in our culture as a national event. And before I end, I want to say that I regret two things that we do not have. I understand that the Ministry of Culture was invited and also the Ministry of Education. It is understandable that the minister herself cannot be here because of her many engagements. But I feel strongly that they should have sent a representative from the ministry. There are too many employees there, and I'm sure one of them should have been here. Similar in education. The minister himself might not have the time this morning to be here, but surely somebody from education should be here. Very strongly I feel about that. Too much energy and too much effort has gone in to produce this. And who we are seeing? Just the students, a few students from the schools that are participating. This is not good enough. And I hope with the effort by the Parang Association that next year, God willing, we will be able to have a packed venue wherever you choose. Because culture and tradition is very important for our lives. Look at what is happening in our country today, with all the negatives and crime and all that is associated with the negatives. We have to bring back in the psyche of our people's culture and tradition. There is another ethnic group in Trinidad and make up our society that is very proud of their traditions. And they have a festival similar that is held in the springtime with color. Look at this beautiful array here with 10 poles, I think it is. The country should be more exposed to this. So let us work together so that next year's event will surely have a major impact on the country, the entire country. And with these few words, I wish you all the best, those of you who will be participating today in this festival. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ricardo Barrett Hernandez. Some very powerful words. Few but insightful, few but powerful. And we agree. And now we start our dance or dances in earnest. And we ask Brazil RC to come forward. And they would do the first demonstration, which would be followed by all the other schools coming down to do the swirl and then the plait, after which, one by one, the schools would do their own demonstration. So we ask, here comes Brazil RC. We would ask the teachers from the various schools to bring your music to the tent so that the person, the DJ Macano, can do the needful. Okay, so that you can tell people who are not here, who wish to see it, that they could go on Go Live with Myron B. Go Live TT, that's right. Go Live TT, Myron B. And they would be able to be here with us in real time. So give them a call, let them know to tune in. Go Live TT. Okay, as we see Brazil RC get themselves together, the teacher choreographer, S. Brito and S. Lucian, they would be doing their demonstration for us to see as it is done. The music would be the Lara Brothers, I assume. Is that correct, Mr. Makano? So here they go. Brazil RC.
te perré. Lo malo no te conforme, que lo bueno te perré, mi amor. Y lo malo no te conforme.
All right. You're most welcome, young man. You did a very good job. Go, Dancero, go. And this would be the double weave.
Coming in, eh, we ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump, we gon' make them turn up, we gon' make them wine, we gon' make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal, in this sweet botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way, everybody on stage, oh God, oh. If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When we with the beats in town, see me jumping on the savannah grass, the savannah grass. You could see it already cross red, oh Lord, oh. When the people tell you they cannot wait, oh God, oh. Feel the spirit jumping in town. We coming up, the savannah grass, the savannah grass. We up with the sun, yeah. We take over town, yeah. We making the most, yeah. Today's not enough, no. It's love we feeling. Look, everybody reveling. Eh, they're ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump, we gon' make them turn up, we gon' make them wine, we gon' make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal, with a vibe so magical, this carnival. I want you to find your way, everybody on stage, oh Lord, oh. If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When we with the beats in town, see me jumping on the savannah grass, the savannah grass. You could see it already got red, oh Lord, oh. When the people tell you they cannot wait, oh God, oh. Feel the spirit jumping in town. We coming up, the savannah grass, the savannah grass. Oh na na na, yeah, it's savannah to the morning. Oh na na na, yeah. If you know, yeah, make them, if you know, yeah, make them turn up, make them wine.
Brazil RC, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do better than that for them. They were wonderful. And who says holding the Maypole is boring? You can have a lot of fun just holding. Take another bow, son. Well done. Thank you very much, Brazil RC. And now I believe we will have the swirl by all the schools. Correct? Okay, so we ask the schools to come on down and join all the other schools on the track so that you can do the swirl. Okay, so you all can join the other schools down on the field. Those of you doing the swirl simultaneously.
Déjame pasar, es mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar, y yo me entrenaré. Déjame pasar, es mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar. Cariño de Mataná, con su caliente pareja, sonó la villa bañarca con camarada y moreno. Cariño de Mataná, con su caliente pareja, sonó la villa bañarca con camarada y moreno. Déjame Mataná, déjame pasar, que es mi madre enferma, me manda a llamar, que ella me entrenar. Déjame pasar, que es mi madre enferma, me manda a llamar.
So we will just list the schools. There would be Barataria Boys RC, Move On AC School, Move On Epiphany AC School, Malabar RC School, Arima Girls RC School, Curep Fatima RC School, Newtown Girls RC School,
déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar, que yo me entrenaré. Déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar.
San Juan Girls Government Primary,
Déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar, que ella me entrenaré. Déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar. Arriba caballo, buenas tardes, viene persiguiendo, cabarenita de mar. Y arriba caballo, buenas tardes, que me viene persiguiendo, cabarenita de mar. Y yo me ataré, déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar, que ella me entrenaré. Déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar. Si mando el oro cubriendo, que lo llaman vagabundo, a Lara con tu trabajo le pegarán tiramundo. Si mando el oro cubriendo, que lo llaman vagabundo, a Lara con tu trabajo le pegarán tiramundo. Y yo me ataré, déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar, que ella me entrenaré. Déjame pasar, que mi madre verma, me mandó a llamar.
and as they adjust I might just say that this is a wonderful spectacle. Those of us who are looking on, I'm sure, in awe of all these beautiful colors and these children who are so energetic when they do what they do. And it's such an artistic expression. There should really be more people seeing this, but God willing, next year, we'll have a packed crowd. Are we ready, Mr. Secretary? Okay, schools, get ready to do the swirl. And we're off with a bit of choreography. And there they go. Lots of choreography, lots of color. And I think we have the last of the unplatting. And there you go. Thank you all very much. Wonderful. We're going to now go into the plat. So only those schools which will be platting. That was the swirl. We now move to the plat. Okay, so they're now going into the plat. From left to right, the schools are Barataria Boys, RC. Mova Epiphany AC School. Malabar RC School, Arima Girls RC School, Curep Fatima RC School, Newtown Girls RC School, and San Juan Girls Government Primary School. And what a fantastic display this morning. Intricate weaves. This one is the single weave or just the weave. That's right, support your schools, support your schools.
Adiós corazón, adiós por si acaso, donde quiera mi amor.
And we have one more to unweave. All right. Wonderful. And that was the weave. We now will have the individual schools, so all the schools will come take a rest, and one at a time, they would do their own routines, starting with number 1. So the schools will come on in, come out of the sun for a minute. Number 1 would be Brazil or Newtown. Okay, the first would be Newtown. So the other schools can take a rest, and Newtown will do their routine. Okay, so Newtown girls, 18 to 20 Marval Road, Newtown. There are 14 students participating. Marcia Charles is the choreographer and captain of the team, and they would be doing their routine as soon as they're ready. Beautiful.
Como no digo, muchos no digan eso. Que te le dicen tengo. Muchos no digan eso. Que te le dicen tengo. Lo bueno se te perre, lo malo no te conforme, que lo bueno se te perre, mi amor. Y lo malo no te conforme. Sí, 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 sí. Ajá.
Newtown Girls RC, please give them a round of applause. Beautiful. Well executed. Wonderful choreography. Choreography done by Marcia Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Newtown Girls. You would be given your certificate of participation by the president of the Parang Association, Ms. Alicia Jagasaw. Of course, you'll pose for your photograph as a most memorable event. I'm sure you'd be looking back in life and remembering this moment fondly. Once again, on behalf of the National Parang Association, thank you for participating in today's competition. A round of applause for Newtown Girls, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful. Thank you all very much. Thanks to the parents, thanks to the teachers, and especially you, the children. Mrs. Carter, next up. That would be Barataria Boys RC. I do see girls as well. So next up, Barrett Boys RC School. Please give them a round of applause. Miss J. Juman, teacher choreographer. They'd be doing rap and twist to the Lara Brothers music. Miss R. Hutchinson is the captain. There are, there are 11 members participating, 11 students. and they are donned in the national colors. So as they set up, we wait to see their performance. So I think they're ready. Barataria Boys and I See Girls RC School.
Islands in the sun, islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of Npatt. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. When they come to Bacchanal, well, they can't beat we at Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. Sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trini. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery, but nothing in the world will bother we. But look at smart man gone with we money. We still come out and smash up the party. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. Oh, from Toko to Caroni. Oh, Maraba to San Souci. Oh, from Scarborough to Kokori. Oh, profiling on Frederick Street. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. All these years I spent abroad in the cold, longing to be home. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. Lord, I pray that some sweet day I will no longer have to roam. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. The problems we have are plain to see. We prove we could stand the scrutiny. All I know that true democracy. How we vote is not how we party. There's no place like home, some people say. Though some have to leave to make their way. But in your hands I know their destiny. So come home and big up the country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. Oh, from Cuba to Signal Hill.
Now they're into the twist.
Matlock down to Port of Spain. Yeah, yeah. We playing my son or rain. Sweet, sweet TNT.
This looks like the rap actually.
Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be.
Wonderful. Barataria Boys and Girls RC School, having done their routine and being presented with the certificate of participation by Miss Alicia Jagasa. And of course, you will pose for your photograph. Lovely colors, Trinidad and Tobago colors. You look wonderful. There you go with Mr. Khalees having done the needful. On behalf of the National Parang Association, thank you very much for participating in the Maypole this time. Hope to see you next time with whatever words of encouragement you're getting from Miss Jagasa. Please give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Barataria Boys and Girls RC. Thank you all very much. See you next year. Coming into position, Mova Epiphany AC School. And don't be shy about supporting your school. And as they set up, there are 14 members in this crew, 14 students performing. The teacher in charge is Miss John. They're going to be doing the web. And we eagerly await their routine. And here they go.
Lil Rick make them wine for me. Bob Bam make them wine for me. Platsam make them wine for me. Girl come wine for we. Sit, line up yourself, girl. Get ready to perform, ready to perform, ready to perform. I know it isn't easy, but you make it look so easy, girl. Yeah, you don't need recommendation. You come with qualification. You already know the program. You will run the town. They say you're a monster, a monster. Why now? Why now? So them you good.
So long week when I call your name, I did ask your friend and them. But last day they talk to you, so long I ain't talk to you. How funny you're in my sight, didn't know you was here tonight. It looked like you're doing alright, like money running real nice. I thought you hiding, foreign. Look how things happen now, look how things happen now. So let me hug up and squeeze you, I don't even want to leave you. I don't know when we'll bounce up again, so let me take a little thing until then. So long as you see you, give me a wine now, give me a wine now. Give me the wine that I want long time, long time, long. So long as you see you, give me a wine now, give me a wine now. And let me make up for all this time, make up for all this time, Lord. I got to see you, my friend, from long, long time. Let we just take a wine. I wanna hold on together and rock away the whole night. And I'm glad to see you, my friend, from long ago. Don't even want to go. I wanna hold on together and rock away the whole night. So long as you see you, give me a wine now. Give me a wine now. Give me the wine that I want long time, long time, long. So long as you see you, give me a wine now. Give me a wine now. And I'm make up for all this time, make up for all this time, Lord.
Mova Epiphany AC School.
Is that you? I can't believe that is you. So long as you see you, give me a wine now. Give me a wine now. Give me the wine that I want long time, long time, long. So long as you see you, give me a wine now. Give me a wine now. And let me make up for all this time, make up for all this time.
Wow. What an intricate wave. That was fantastic. That web, that is. Intricate web, wonderful choreography. Give them another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And as they pose for their photograph and they get their certificate of participation, we can safely say that Mova Epiphany AC's got talent. They are even doing the choreography to the pictures. Wonderful. So, smile for the cameras. There you go. And your certificate of participation from the president of the association, Ms. Alicia Jagasa. Again, thank you very much for participating this time. We know we're going to be seeing you next time. It's a wonderful performance. You have done extremely well. Thank you very much. A round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, Malabar RC School. And again, don't be afraid to cheer for the school that is performing. So there are 14 students performing today for us. Miss Goodrich is the teacher in charge. And they'd be doing they'd be doing the twister. All right, they'd be doing the twister.
Look trouble now. Go try stop me, I's a professional. Every day is sweat, I come out to better, fetting more than you. It's sweat, I come out to sweater, wetter, sweating more than you. I come to wine and jam and I sure to catch it more than you. Cause when I'm fetting, of course, I just do it like a boss. I'm fetting more
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as they get their certificate of participation, Malabar RC School, first they stand for their photograph. Okay, smile for the camera. Are you getting missing there? Okay, good. And your certificate of participation on behalf of the National Parang Association. Thank you all very much for participating in the Maypole. You all were fantastic. Thank you. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you all next year. And I'm sure we'll have a bigger crowd next year as well. So there you go. Thank you all very much. Please give them a round of applause as they receive their certificate of participation. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Arima Girls RC School. Again, please support your schools. Because we're still saying in order. Yeah, we're still saying in order. All right. Hi, how are you? Right. Right here, behind you.
corazón, yo por si acaso te quiero, mi amor. Adiós, corazón, adiós, sí.
Bonita cañaveral, que le corte de una cana. Bonita cañaveral, que le corte de una cana. No lo canto por el caballo, no lo canto por el caballo, mira que la pinta
Como no digo, mucha no diga de eso. Que te lo dicen, tengo. Mucha no diga de eso. Que te lo dicen, tengo. Lo bueno que te perre, lo malo no te confunde, que lo bueno que te perre, mi amor. Y lo malo no te confunde.
Arima Girls RC School.
Music sweet, music sweet. The one who invented music has got to be terrific, got to be the one who created the sun and the trees, rivers and seas. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty, sweetness, and togetherness. Music have no friends or enemies. Everybody could dingole, 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 dingole. If your clothes tear up or your shoe bust up, you could still jump up when music plays. Old lady, young baby, everybody could dingole, 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 dingole.
Arima Girls RC. They did their routine with 14 students. The teachers in charge, Sandra Lucian and Miss Luan Knights. And as we set up for the photograph, okay, ladies, smile for the camera. And now for the certificate of participation. Stay right there. On behalf of the National Parang Association, the president, Ms. Alicia Jagasa, with her words of wisdom, I'm sure are encouraging you to continue and to come back next year. And what a wonderful job you all have done. All right, so there you go. Thank you on behalf of the association. Thank you for participating. See you all next time, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Arima Girls RC School. Next up is supposed to be Curep Fatima RC. Okay, some information on Curep Fatima RC out of Bush Street, Curep. There are 12 students participating today. The teacher choreographer, Mrs. Guy, they'll be doing barbershop and plaits. This is the place, Patrice Roberts. So let's welcome them, Curep Fatima RC School.
I know. I love the greatest show. I know. Where can you find I know. We don't divide. In the morning we quarreling, in the evening we all liming together. I know. Like when it's still bad and rhythm section, play with that sweetness, you don't want to stay. A hammer under a mango tree, go take all of your stress away. So come here, we go jump, come jump in my island. Pick your destination, understand that this is the place to go. Come jump up on somebody, woman you don't know. This is the place to go. Come free up your mind and let go to calypso. This is the place to go. It's fat on you until tomorrow. Back and on this drama we tempo. Want to see the greatest festival in this world. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. I know. Where can you find beautiful masqueraders parading the streets, ready to party? I know. It's part of our life. As we wake up, it's straight till the night. Plenty vibes in the city. I know. Like when it's still bad and rhythm section, play with that sweetness, you don't want to stay. A hammer under a mango tree, go take all of your stress away. So come here, we go jump, come jump in my island. Pick your destination, understand that this is the place to go. Come jump up on somebody, woman you don't know. This is the place to go. Come free up your mind and let go to calypso. This is the place to go. It's fat on you until tomorrow. Back and on this drama we tempo. Want to see the greatest festival in this world. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. I know. Like when it's still fun and rhythm section, play with that sweetness, you don't want to stay. A hammock under a mango tree, go take all of your stress away. So come here, we go jump, come jump in my island. Pick your destination, understand that this is the place to go. Come jump up on somebody, woman you don't know. This is the place to go. Come free up your mind and let go to calypso. This is the place to go. It's fat on you until tomorrow. Back and on this drama we tempo. Want to see the greatest festival in this world. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. This is the place to go. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. This is the place to go. I know. This country sweet, I know. But trees again, I know. I love the greatest show. I know. Where can you find a curry pot over tree stone is big lime by the river? I know. We don't divide. In the morning we quarreling, in the evening we all liming together. I know. Like when it's still bad and rhythm section, play with that sweetness, you don't want to stay. A hammock under a mango tree, go take all of your stress away. So come here, we go jump, come jump in my island. Pick your destination, understand that this is the place to go. Come jump up on somebody, woman you don't know. This is the place to go. Come free up your mind and let go to calypso. This is the place to go. It's fat on you until tomorrow. Back and on this drama we tempo. Want to see the greatest festival in this world. This is the place to go. I know. This is the place to go. I know. Where can you find beautiful masqueraders parading the streets, ready to party? I know. It's part of our life. As we wake up, it's straight till the night. Plenty vibes in the city. I know. Like when it's still bad and rhythm section, play with that sweetness, you don't want to stay. A hammock under a mango tree, go take all of your stress away. So come here, we go jump, come jump in my island. Pick your destination, understand that this is the place to go. Come jump up on somebody, woman you don't know. This is the place to go. Come free up your mind and let go to calypso. This is the place to go. It's fat on you until tomorrow. Back I know. Like when the steel pan and rhythm section play with that sweetness, you don't want to stay. A hammock under a mango tree. Go take on
there they go, Curep Fatima RC School. 12 students led by Mrs. Guy.
This is the place to go. Come jam up on somebody, woman, you don't know.
Beautiful. In your red, white, and black. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. We need to have you to take your photograph and to receive the certificate of participation. Smile for the cameras, you look beautiful. And here is your certificate and pep talk from the president of the National Parang Association, Ms. Alicia Jagasa. So thank you all very much for participating. I'm sure we'll see you next year. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Fatima Curep RC. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, our final school, San Juan Girls Government Primary. Miss Shanice Bidesi is teacher in charge. There are 12 members participating in this Maypole. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome San Juan Girls Government Primary School.
Islands in the sun, islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of death. Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. When they come to Bacchanal, well, they can't beat we at Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. Look, sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trinity. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery. We're nothing in the world of bother we. But look at smart man gone with money. We still come out and mash up the party. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. Oh, from Coco to Caroni. Oh,
Okay, they're just going to do this again. So we're just going to take it from the top.
We ready, we done start, we ready. Them can't challenge me, them can't challenge me. Come we brave, we ready, we done start, we ready. Them can't challenge me, so them can't challenge me. Make it clear right now, turn up the vibe in here right now, turn up the song in here right now. Everybody point to the spot right now. Right here, 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 right here.
Coming up for your daddy, walk up. Coming up for your daddy, boy. Coming up for your daddy, walk up. Coming up for your daddy, boy. Ride the wine on your man, and I don't give a damn. And they don't in a van. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
We on the truck, we on the stage, we in the best, we in the best, we got we all up. This is the time we unify, so grab people right now. This is the time to mash it up and show them all on top of the stage. Just mash up all on top of the stage. Tell them all in front of their faces, mash up all in front of their face. Tell them, mash up the stage, mash up the stage. In front of their face, it's me in front of their face. We ready, we done start, we ready. Them can't challenge me, them can't challenge me. We ready, we done start, we ready. Them can't challenge me, so them can't challenge me. Let me rise, believe vibes. We make it nice, we make it nice. Tell them we reach, we have to beat. Because the streets belong to we.
Look how much pretty girl, man watching up and down. Some meditating on the bumper time to show them that you're brave.
We ready, we ready, we ready, we ready. We brave, we got this stuff. Stamp with them all over, no. Stamp with them all over, no. Stamp with them all over, no. Stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it.
A round of applause for San Juan Girls Government School. Wonderful. And they have to go pose for their photograph and to receive their certificate of participation. There they are, smiling for the cameras. Wonderful. And for your certificate of participation, handed to you by the President of the National Parang Association. We thank you for your participation this time. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much on behalf of the Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago. You sure had fun, I know that. You all enjoyed it, didn't you? Maypole Queens, all of them. Beautiful. And the paparazzi says, don't move. Beautiful. Thank you all very much. Ladies and gentlemen, children, parents, teachers, supporters, I could not have thought of a better way to spend the morning and part of the afternoon. It was wonderful. This is part of our culture, part of our heritage. We need to continue it. I'm sure next year we're going to have a bigger crowd, more schools, and it'll be better publicized, I'm sure, after we do what we do with the footage that we have. And now, with the vote of thanks, ladies and gentlemen, President of the National Parang Association, Ms. Alicia Jagasa.
Now, it is my pleasure to be given the most important task of the day, and that is saying thank you. We'd like to say thank you to the Ministry of Community Development, Culture, and the Arts. We'd like to say thank you to Chief Ricardo Barrett Hernandez and the entire First Peoples community. We'd like to say thank you very much to all the teachers and all the trainers who helped to prepare these children for today. A special thanks to Miss Sandra Lucian, who tutored at least 5 schools today in the festival. We'd like to say thank you very, very much to the executive of the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago. We'd like to say thank you very much to Myron Bruce and Go Live TT. We'd like to say thank you to the Newsday newspapers. I have to make sure, well, I didn't see them today, but I know they are here. And we'd like to say thank you very much to Holly Jr., our MC for today. Holly, we thank you very, very much. I know I have a long list of thank yous, but there are many people who have contributed. We have the Junior Parang team with Charmin Bertrand. We have Mr., let me see if I can remember his name, the Ramos, who actually made all those maypoles that you are seeing there. We like to thank him very, very much. Well made. So you all know where to get your maypoles if you all need any. Check the First Peoples, Mr. De Ramos. Our caterers, I think I mentioned them, both executive. We like to once again thank the chief for his address and for all that he has done to make this event possible here today. On behalf of the National Parang Association, once again, muchísimas gracias a todo. Thank you very much to all.
Okay, so God bless. Get home safely. I hope you really enjoyed today as I did. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you all next year. Sorry. It would have been nice if it was next week, right? But we'll be seeing you all next year. And look out for more things planned by the National Parang Association for your schools. I'm sure that there are many things coming up. We'll look for it. Or 2 more things. You see, look, I drug it out of you. You need to say what the 2 things are.
I really wanted to thank also Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago for allowing us the use of the Atto Bolden Stadium. And I'd like to thank the management and staff of the Atto Bolden Stadium also. Thank you very much.
We'd also like to thank Atto. So have a safe journey home, ladies and gentlemen, and children. See you next year.